Adam and Eve, not real, bruv. We know that if you have such a limited gene pool that you just get, like, the clampets or whatever.
We've seen those form. We've seen amino acids form.
Yeah.
Without biological organisms deluging them forth. Is there a brain in your God? No, there isn't, because it's timeless and spaceless and formless and buttless.
To multiply and to procreate. Okay, this was the design of God. Okay, and then another question I'll ask.
Was that a question?
Evidently, all of that was a question.
I don't remember.
Let me answer it. No. I can answer this question. No.
Well, you know, there are many different languages in the world, like they say like 10,000 or more languages,
Yeah.
And even many are disappeared because they conquered each other, big countries. And
Languages don't do conquering.
And even in China, like there's Shanghai City and Suzhou is very, very close, okay? It's about 2-hour distance. And that language is totally different from Korean and next to Japan. And even Korea had like 3 different languages before.
What?
As history goes. And
How is this
China has
amazing?
many hundreds of different languages as history goes before, and many got deleted.
I'm begging
You
you.
have to see, hey, if we came from one organism like evolution, right? Where all these different languages that are totally different come from? For example,
He knows that we make language up, right?
No. No, the analogy he gave earlier was that all life came from a universal common ancestor, even though he doesn't know the terminology. That's what he was trying to say. And he's trying to say now all languages must also have come from a universal common language. Language.
Right. So single-celled organisms used language to talk to each other to decide whether they were going to grow a penis or a vagina.
How else were we going to be able to communicate? You need language to communicate. I think he doesn't know that there are people in different areas of the world. And
yeah, no, you could just stop right there. Like, you just stop right there. He doesn't realize that.
But the example he gave was 2 cities 2 hours away from each other, and that they speak 2 different languages. And it's like, do you know that there's a fictional barrier in between them called country? And in one country, the national language is X. In the other country, the national language is not X. And that's why you have 2 different languages.
Still waiting for a smart question.
Yeah, still waiting for the question.
It's spoken in America. It was originally came from England, and for hundreds of years, the language didn't change much at all, right? And I can understand
you're wrong.
These languages because, right, you know, you're born in it, you learn it, you can understand even languages of English.
You literally just answered your own question. That's why we have different languages. You're there, man. You're there. Just understand you are there.
English language spoken in England or in Australia, the words are same. The pronunciation.
No, they're not.
Very, very similar and understandable and same.
He obviously hasn't heard anybody from Australia speak ever.
Cities that are so close next to each other have a totally different languages. Not only 1 or 2, but hundreds of different languages around the world. Can evolution explain this? Of course it cannot.
So, does the diversity of life...
This hurts my brain.
Does the theory of the diversity of life explain more than one language? No, it does not, John.
No, it does. It
You're
does.
right.
It does. Because the single cells they needed to come up with secret languages. So when they split themselves and one had a penis and one had a vagina, they didn't get their they could talk to each other or talk amongst themselves without having the other one knowing what they were talking about.
That's just as reasonable as.
Oh, I think so.
Oh my God, this dude. It's weird that he's making this analogy with evolution and languages. That yes, languages change over time, and yes,
People
technically
call
there
that
is
evolve.
change over time in evolution, but biological evolution and language
Yeah.
evolution is
No,
not
hard
the
separate.
same thing.
Yeah, that's you can change.
The Bible clearly says God divided the language so the people would spread all over the world because they didn't want to listen to God and spread over. They just wanted to create one city, and the Bible says it was one language at the time. But God confused their language because they were going against God, creating this Babel Tower, to reach the heavens, right? God thought it was so foolish that God's like, no, I'm just going to confuse your language.
Wrong, 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 wrong. Wrong, 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 wrong. You're wrong, you're wrong, you're wrong.
He's getting the story behind the Tower of Babel wrong.
Yes, he is.
That's interesting. But yeah, what were you going to say?
Well, I was going to make 2 points. God's plan failed because we have Google Translate, and we have people who learn another language. Therefore, the problem instantly goes away.
No, translators don't exist.
Oh, I thought they did.
No.
And second, you're absolutely right. He got the story wrong. That's building the tower wasn't the reason that he separated everyone. So would you like to explain to us the reason?
No, I don't. I'm not going to waste I'm not going to waste that. I find that interesting. You know what? If there's more than just us watching this video, go look up in any Bible, in pretty much any version, the Tower of Babel, and see if you can figure out why God decided to confuse the languages. Because it's not what this asshat just said.
He's way off.
Confuse all the language and change all the language of everybody. They couldn't understand each other, so they departed from one another. Okay, and that's what I believe, which is more scientific.
You're wrong because.
Oh no, you have to let him finish what he's about to say.
Than evolution, because the words are not matching at all. Like for example, in
no, hang on, I'm going back.
That's what I believe, which is more scientific than evolution, because the words are not matching at all.
I believe Magic Sky Wizard confused languages because that's more scientific than the demonstrable fact of evolution. Sure. Okay.
What? Okay, what he's saying right now has nothing to do with the sentence, the 2 sentences that have appeared at the top of the screen.
Read those real quick. I got cameras covering stuff up. Read that.
There's 2 sentences. The first one says atheism essentially makes the claim, no one, nothing made everyone. And then below that, theism, God made everyone.
So he has no clue what he's talking about. Okay, cool.
And he's talking about languages and evolution, which is nothing to do with either one of these 2 statements.
For example, in hello is English, right? But in Korean it's 안녕하세요, and in Chinese it's ni hao. It's not even the same word for saying simple things like hello. It's not the same. Do you understand?
So he's saying that multiple languages is proof God exists because the Bible says God created multiple languages.
Evidently.
Okay.
Maybe there's some similar one like mama, amma, whatever thing like baby language, right? Besides that, all the rest of the language.
What just happened?
Thank you, Gunichi. Totally different. You understand? It's not same at all. And even the same countries that live right next to each other, the people that live right next to each other, language is totally different. I couldn't understand a word. I couldn't understand what they're saying.
That has nothing to do with God. It's just
when I ask my friends, their response is, I don't know. And they're like, oh, wow, that's interesting. I didn't think about that.
They want to remain friends with you without telling you you're a fucking idiot.
If you don't study languages, you don't think about these subjects. So your friend saying, I don't know, I haven't thought of it, seems like a reasonable thing to say to someone who's discussing the subject you don't think of.
Or know anything of. Yeah, just okay. I'm gonna hit play.
And I ask, like, do you want to come to church? And do you want to know about God?
You make that leap.
Yeah.
Do you know where languages came from? No. Do you want to come to church? Okay, that's a heck of a jump. That's a heck of a jump. You might want to ease your way into the whole church thing.
And they go like, they don't want to go to church and accept God because, you know what, believing in God, they think it's going to take away their freedom. Because when you believe in God, oh, now you got to read Bible, now you got to pray, now you got to seek God, and nobody...
No, trust me, Christians do not read the Bible and pray. There are plenty of Christians who accept God who do spend no time at all reading the Bible. You're a good example of one.
Yeah.
They want to do that. They just like to live in their pleasure. They just want to do whatever they want to do and don't want to be interrupted by nobody.
How does this not apply to you?
Yeah.
All right.
Not even their parents. They don't want to listen and submit to any authority unless they have to. Like they submit to government and stuff like that. But that's because they have to, or else they're going to get kicked out or die or have some serious consequences. But I'm telling you, there is a serious consequences in rejecting God because when you die, I mean, everybody's going to die because you're made weak. You're not a strong person.
What the fuck?
You're weak. If a car hits you, you're going to die. If bullet hits you, you can die. If disease hits you, people die. If you get old, you're going to die. And you're weak. And there's this consequences where one day your spirit will leave the body. Your body, your soul, spirit, whatever, you leave the body. The body's dead.
Oh no, yeah, gloss right over that.
Spirit, soul, whatever.
Yeah, that thing.
Details later.
Details later. Okay, hang on. Whoo. All right, here we go.
Your spirit is going to be subjected onto the Creator, and the Creator.
What does that mean? Subjected onto the Creator. What?
That sounds interesting. I'd like to experience that.
Maybe. I'd like to discuss a safe word beforehand, but
We're going to need multiple pronunciations in different languages with safe words.
All right, here we go.
God in the Bible says, if you didn't serve Him, He's like, I don't know you. You cannot enter into this holy place because you're a sinner.
Sinner.
You're a horrible person.
Sinner.
You lied, you cheated, you didn't want God, you didn't serve me. I don't know you. Who are you? Get out. You go to where I send all the unbelievers of God into hell with the devil, and the disobedient ones all in hell.
What's that like?
And this is a huge risk for you to take, not believing in God.
It's a huge risk that you're taking not believing in vampires because you don't put any garlic on your front door. Huge risk, pal.
Huge risk.
No idea what they can do to you if they get in.
Yeah. It's also a huge risk not placing money on the eyes of the dead for Karun so that he can ferry you across the river Styx. Huge risk. Yeah, exactly.
How are you supposed to get across the river?
Huge risk.
Think.
Yeah, obviously he doesn't.
Jesus.
All right.
Raw. Quetzalcoatl.
What about Zeus?
Zeus. Kara.
Man.
You could go on for years just yelling out the names of random guys.
Yeah. Well, it reminds me of Pascal's wager.
It's exactly what it is, yeah.
Yeah, like how did you arrive at this particular God is the one that you're going to choose to believe in? Like, was the criteria the best heaven, avoiding the worst hell? And you know what? What's even better? And I pose this question a lot. I haven't had a theist give me a response, let alone a satisfactory response. I
Okay,
haven't
now
gotten a
you're
response.
starting to sound like a theist.
Well, I haven't got.
had a single atheist come to me.
Well, no. I've asked it, but I haven't had somebody respond to it yet, and that doesn't mean there isn't a response. I just haven't gotten one. But in the vein of Pascal's wager, if let's say there is an entity, a God entity, and it has characteristics that whoever believes in it, like, omnipotent, whatever, it's all powerful, it's all that stuff, right? Well, what happens instead of being like all loving and all benevolent and all that stuff? What happens if it has decided to test to see how gullible everybody is? And the metric on whether or not you get into heaven or get sent to hell is how gullible you are. So if you swallow religion's whole cloth, you go to hell. Whereas if you question stuff, you get to go to heaven. Like, wouldn't that be consistent with the myriad of religions that exist in the world today? Is this little trickster god that's running around going, he fooled you, go to hell. Like, how would you tell the difference?
That's easy to answer.
Ah,
I
okay.
put on my Christian hat.
Absolutely.
Faith. Stupid.
Yeah, obviously faith. The belief in horse shit.
If you had enough, then you would be Christian. So,
Just
clearly don't have enough.
all right. Let's finish this Joker.